Okay guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. Okay guys, I'm back. It is Tuesday, May 5th, and it is 11:49 p.m. Eastern Time. So May 5th is just hanging on by a thread. 10 more minutes and it's history. Okay, I'm going to pick up exactly from where I left off in the last video, and we are going to knock out these posts from today, and we will be caught up with Q. All right, now let me see here. Let's come down here. I should have brought this back down to where I was, but let's see here. We'll find it. We'll get there. Oh, but meanwhile, I wanted to ask you guys, I know this may seem strange, but does anybody know what this plant is? I'm asking because I bought it and I don't know what it is, and my cats love it, and they just won't leave it alone, and I'm not sure if it's poisonous to cats or not, so I'm a little bit leery. Anyway, if anyone knows, I would appreciate finding out. It's actually when you have a bunch of people, you can ask and somebody must know. So that is awesome. If anybody can tell me, I will love you forever. Okay, here we are. We are now picking up exactly where we left off. Okay, now this is drop 4106 from May 5th. That's today. And it says, Ghidra is a software reverse engineering framework developed by the NSA whose logo resembles 8chan. So, very interesting. And it says, toolkits can be helpful. And so let's go out here. And I'm not exactly... I think those of you that may work in the field, computer science at all, may know exactly what this is. I don't, but I would like to find out. Ghidra, it says, defending our nation, securing our future. Happy New Year. And it really does look like the 8chan logo for sure. Happy New Year to all Ghidra users. We look forward to more collaboration with the open source community in 2020. Download at ghidra-sre.org. Now, apparently, this has been developed by the NSA, but it's now available for anyone to use. It's a platform, it's open source, meaning there's always people working on it to improve it. And it's no cost, of course, it's open source. The National Security Agency released the source code of Ghidra, its reverse engineering tool, April 4th. This source code repository includes instructions to build on all supported platforms, Mac OS, Linux, and Windows. With this release, developers will be able to collaborate by creating patches and extending the tool to fit their cybersecurity needs. The source code is available for download at ghidra-sre.org, along with the 9.1.1 patch. Ghidra is a software reverse engineering framework developed by NSA's Research Directorate for NSA's cybersecurity mission. It helps analyze malicious code and malware like viruses and can give cybersecurity professionals a better understanding of potential vulnerabilities in their networks and systems. We look forward to ideas and contributions from the community. For more NSA releases, check out code.nsa.gov for open source and NSA's technology transfer program for other technology. And it goes into what the key features are, includes a suite of software analysis tools for analyzing compiled code. Capabilities include disassembly, assembly, compilation, graphing, and scripting. Supports a wide variety of processor instruction sets and executable formats. Can be run in both user interactive and automated modes. Users may develop their own Ghidra plugin components and or scripts using the exposed API. Now, I do understand open source. I mean, but I don't understand what this is. WordPress, isn't that open source? I used to use, oh gosh, there was one that I used to use to build websites, and it was all open source. But I don't, I'm not a developer per se. I mean, so yeah, this is a little bit over my head. Okay, it's a lot over my head. Just being honest there with you. And let's see, whoops, not there. So, and funny, Lisa Mae Crowley says the same thing. It's all Greek to me. Perhaps CodeMonkey Z is using this Ghidra software reverse engineering framework to analyze malicious code, malware like viruses and network system vulnerabilities at 8kun, NSA's Ghidra logo similar to old 8chan logo. And it is very, very similar. And Diopresso Liber says, toolkits can be helpful. Notice some of the names of the NSA open source software, Ghidra, Apache open source server software mentioned in prior Q posts. So why Q is telling us this, I'm not sure, but obviously this is directed more towards people that, are software developers or at least know this world. And it is probably, he's obviously doing this for a reason. He's letting people know this for a reason, but I think it's directed toward a select few that may be able to use this for their purposes. So, and in the overall purpose of this fight we are in. So I'll just leave that there. And let's come down to this. We drop 4107. Q suggests Anons get familiar with Ghidra toolkit. So he's actually, encouraging us to get to know this toolkit. Now, it wouldn't probably help me to get to know it because I don't exactly know what you're supposed to do with it. But maybe some of you guys that are really into software and are computer experts, maybe you can kind of elaborate on this in the comments and help us all out, because I am familiar with some things, but yeah, this is a little bit beyond me. So Q says, should probably get around to messing with that. Well, actually, this was an anon, and Q has acknowledged it here. And Diopresso Liber says, I think Q may be saying Ghidra is a gift from NSA Gov to Anons. Most just don't realize it yet. Was originally revealed in 2017 CIA WikiLeaks. It's a gift to those proficient in programming, but can be learned by those with basic skills to fight hackers. Okay, well, that's awesome. Is Ghidra the answer to defend against the deep state new AI weapons designed to counter Anons and Patriots? I would think that probably it is. I think that's probably why he's telling us this at this particular junction, when all along he's been talking about this AI tool that the deep state has, and how all the the censorship and everything that's going on behind the scenes. All right. And drop 4108. Perhaps Ghidra will be used to unlock a future unknown gift. So he's giving us clues, but unfortunately, I mean, I would love to lie to you and tell you, oh, I know exactly. No, I don't. But those of you that are software developers or computer developers, whatever, if you wouldn't mind taking a look at this and letting us know, because it would be very helpful overall to us all. Because, I'd like to know. I don't know. I think I am going to actually download it and take a look and see if there's anything I can figure out. I'm usually pretty good at figuring things out, but I don't know. So, and this, it's from the NSA. What company has the kind of resources that a U.S. federal agency has? What kind of experience could even the best security company have compared to an agency tasked with the safety of the most powerful nation on earth? So yes, it's a very powerful tool. Security researcher Jackson Koret tweeted, so Ghidra shites all over any other RE tool out there with the only exception of IDA. I don't even know what that's talking about. It says, but there's the free aspect. By being able to get what is arguably the most powerful RE tool for free, the entry bar into security research has just been lowered to simply owning a computer and having internet access. This is part of the reason why NSA has released it. They hope that a new generation of researchers will become proficient with it and consider careers with the NSA. So there you go. And here is a picture of a gift, and it's interesting, isn't it? Because this is entitled, perhaps Ghidra will be used to unlock a future unknown gift. Kind of reminds you of Red Cross, if you ask me. And obviously, I'm not the only one either. Lisa Mae Crowley says, made me think of the big red crosses on the USNS Comfort pic POTUS tweeted earlier tonight. Could there be some cures coming soon? Okay, well, I'm sorry. No, she didn't think of it. I thought of the Red Cross immediately when I looked at that, but she is thinking of the USNS Comfort. And QAnon may be sending comms to bad actors, especially Hussein. Gift box with Red Cross on it after Ghidra post. Recall Hussein messages sent through Red Cross commercial, and recall Red Cross amid Clinton Foundation used to traffic kids out of Haiti and to launder deep state cash. Possible analysis of Q's Red Cross gift box drop correlate with POTUS mentioning 252 judges again, and compare to QAnon post 252 referring to Red Cross. Lots of communications going back and forth. We know what Red Cross was involved in. Yes, we do. And we are now on drop 4109. And of course, this is pain. And I think we are entering, hopefully, the punishment stage of that pain. Of course, that's what's going to bring the pain, is punishment. And drop 4110. Conspiracy to defraud the U.S. knowingly and willfully is treason, sedition, and subversive activities. And we've got links here that Q is encouraging us to look at. So let's take a look. Okay, FBI agrees with CIA assessment that Russia wanted to help Trump. Okay. Says 2 U.S. intelligence officials have confirmed to NBC News that FBI Director James Comey and Director of National Intelligence James Clapper agree with the CIA assessment that Russia intervened in the 2016. Get out of that plant. Hey, no, I'm telling you, they can't leave this alone. It's like a cat magnet. All right. Let me see. 2 U.S. Intelligence officials have confirmed to NBC News that FBI Director James Comey and Director of National Intelligence James Clapper agree with the CIA assessment. Well, naturally they would. James Comey and James Clapper. Of course they're going to agree that Russia intervened to help Trump. But we know that didn't happen. It didn't happen. Anyway, that Russia intervened in the 2016 election in part to help Donald Trump win the presidency. The official said electing Trump was only part of what Russia was trying to accomplish. The greater goal, they said, was to undermine confidence in American democracy. Mostly, they wanted to build uncertainty and challenge faith in the American election system, said one official. The FBI's view has been that Russia's main goal was causing mischief, said the official. That Russia also supported Trump was one part of the FBI assessment. Yeah, well, who's going to trust anything that James Clapper and James Comey have to say? And Trump continues to deny Russian hacking. Yeah. Why? Because it wasn't Russia. In a memo first reported by the Washington Post and confirmed by NBC News, CIA Director John Brennan told agency staff that he had met separately with Clapper, who oversees 17 U.S. intelligence agencies, and with Comey. There is strong consensus among us, wrote Brennan, on the scope, nature, and intent of Russian interference in our presidential election. Of course, this is an old article. In recent days, I've had several conversations with members of Congress providing an update on the status of the review, as well as the recommendations, or the considerations rather, that need to be taken into account as we proceed. Intelligence officials had earlier briefed Congress on a CIA assessment that the Russian hacking was intended not just to undermine the election and harm Hillary Clinton, but ultimately to help Donald Trump win. The other 16 agencies and the FBI did not publicly endorse the CIA's assessment. Gee, I wonder why. The confirmation that major intelligence agencies agree on the nature and intent of the Russian operation may put additional pressure on Donald Trump and his supporters, who have sought to portray the government as divided about what happened. Yeah. So, and we all know what happened, and we all know that those two are not can't be trusted. And it says Richard Burr of North Carolina, who chairs the Senate Intelligence Committee, issued a statement Friday endorsing the intelligence and the men and women who collect it. Burr promised a committee investigation of the cyber activity directed against our nation by the Russian government. He added that intelligence officers check politics at the door and focus on their mission. Yeah, sure they do. In what appears to be a message to Trump, who has suggested that U.S. spies are not to be trusted. That's not what he said. But Representative Devin Nunes of California, a Trump transition official who chairs the House Intelligence Committee, issued his second statement in 3 days, complaining that his committee had not been briefed on the conclusion by the CIA that Russia intended in part to elect Donald Trump. We have not received any information from intelligence community IC agencies indicating that they have developed new assessments on this issue, Nunes said. U.S. officials said Nunes had been briefed as part of the Gang of Eight, the congressional leaders who receive the most sensitive intelligence. A congressional aide insisted that was not the case. And when was this? This was, that's December 16th, 2016. So, of course, that was the narrative then. And let's go back now and get to the next one. And it says 923.18 USC 371 conspiracy to defraud the United States. The General Conspiracy Statute 18 USC 371 creates an offense if two or more persons conspire either to commit an offense against the United States or to defraud the United States or any agency thereof in any manner or for any purpose. The operative language is the so-called defraud clause that prohibits conspiracies to defraud the United States. This clause creates a separate offense from the offense clause in Section 371. Both offenses require traditional elements of Section 371 conspiracy, including an illegal agreement, criminal intent, and proof of an overt act. Although this language is very broad, cases rely heavily on the definition of defraud provided by the Supreme Court in two early cases, Haas versus Henkel and Hammerschmidt versus United States. In Haas, the court stated the statute is broad enough in its terms to include any conspiracy for the purpose of impairing, obstruction, or defeating the lawful function of any department of government, any conspiracy which is calculated to obstruct or impair its efficiency and destroy the value of its operation and reports as fair, impartial, and reasonably accurate would be to defraud the United States by depriving it of its lawful right and duty of promulgating and diffusing the information so officially acquired in the way and at the time required by law or departmental regulation. So, and it's quite obvious that, and this goes into the actual cases, but yeah. In summary, those activities which courts have held defraud the United States under 18 U.S.C. 371 affect the government in at least one of three ways. They cheat the government out of money or property. 2, they interfere or obstruct legitimate government activity. Or they make wrongful use of governmental instrumentality. So, yeah. Guilty there, especially Comey, Clapper, Brennan. All right, and let's get to the next one. Knowingly and willfully. The prohibition of 18 U.S.C. 1001 requires that the false statement, concealment, or cover-up be knowingly and willfully done, which means that the statement must have been made with an intent to deceive, a design to induce belief in the falsity or mislead, but 1001 does not require an intent to defraud. That is, the intent to deprive someone of something by means of deceit. United States versus Liechtenstein. The government may prove that a false statement was made knowingly and willfully by offering evidence that defendants acted deliberately and with knowledge that the representation was false. As used in the statute, the term knowingly refers that requires only that the defendant, and with the knowledge of the falsity, as in other situations, to commit an act knowingly is to do so with knowledge or awareness of the facts or situation and not because of a mistake, accident, or some other innocent reason. So, yeah, the false statement need not be made with an intent to defraud if there is an intent to mislead or to induce belief in its falsity. Reckless disregard of whether a statement is true or a conscious effort to avoid learning the truth can be construed as acting knowingly. Yeah, I think they all fit into that category. And I'm not going to read all of that. And also, let's go back. We've got one more. Da-dum-dum. All right, and we've looked at this many, many times. Chapter 115, treason, sedition, and subversive activities. And it goes through all the meanings thereof. Now, we've looked at this many, many times, so I'm not going to do that again. But, of course, these links are available on the QAnon website, which is here. And it is www.qmap.pub. So you can always find the links there as well. Now, let's go back and see what Q is telling us. And he's saying, then and now, Brennan and Comey, assessment, Clapper, assist, hard push. Now, let's read what Brennan and Comey, with Clapper's assistance, pushed the 17 agencies. BS. Clapper later admitted it was only DNI, CIA, NSA, and FBI. They knew it was BS. Indictments likely. Conspiracy to defraud. Absolutely. Absolutely. Covers knowingly and willingly making false statements with intent to deceive. Doesn't require intent to defraud. 18 U.S. Code 1001. Statements or entities generally. POTUS was clear. It was treason. Absolutely it was. And they will be met with justice, no doubt. And here we have Dio Presso Liber. Comey and Brennan, amid Clapper, will be indicted for a conspiracy to defraud the U.S. government, among other things. This is treason. When NBC News said FBI agrees with CIA assessment that Russia wanted to help Trump, what they mean was Comey agreed with Brennan. Yes, absolutely. And now we are on drop 4111, MSM wants you to normalize wearing masks. Yes, yes, they do. And here is this. I've clipped this out for us. And it's showing people, you know, kind of personalizing their masks and everything. And it's saying, will you follow the narrative? They're wanting us to think of this as the new normal. Well, I don't think of it as the new normal. Right now, yes, we do have to wear masks in some places, but yeah. It says masks are here to stay. No, they're not. And they're quickly becoming a way to express. An explosion of mask designs from fancy to Disney is helping us make a style statement, and for some to show solidarity. Okay. I mean, yes, obviously, like, you've got to wear a mask. Some places they won't let you in unless you're wearing a mask, but yeah. You know where I stand with all that. I believe that this has been, the virus is real, no doubt about that, but it has been blown out of proportion in order to control and manipulate us. All right, now, 4112, again, from today, Facebook removes QAnon groups, pages, and accounts ahead of the 2020 election. Yeah, so it has a link here, but I'm not going to go out there because Q has already, you know, given us a quote of what he wants us to look at. We removed 5 pages, 20 Facebook accounts, and 6 groups that originated in the U.S. and focused domestically. Our investigation linked this activity to individuals associated with the QAnon network known to spread fringe conspiracy theories. We found this activity as part of our internal investigations into suspected, coordinated, inauthentic behavior ahead of the 2020 election in the U.S. And Q adds, information warfare. Yeah, of course, they're removing it ahead of the 2020 election because they don't want anything pro-Trump. Okay, and Lisa Mae Crowley, so Facebook will be removing pages and accounts associated with QAnon, but will undoubtedly give carte blanche to McChrystal's Defeat Disinfo Goon Squad. This is flat out election interference. Russians are not the problem. Dems are. Hoo-hoo, yeah, absolutely. And SunQ2, Facebook coordinated inauthentic behavior reports, removing several QAnon accounts from Facebook for spreading fringe conspiracy theories, preparing to silence Anons and Patriots before the 2020 election. I bet they didn't remove any accounts promoting transvestites or promoting Joe Biden, or, you know, yeah. No, they don't remove those. Absolutely not. And now we are on drop 4113. 4113. British Patriot explains meaning of where we go one, we go all. Let's take a look, and I have clipped this out for us, and it says, many have asked who Q is. We are all Q. This is the meaning of where we go one, we go all. All of us patriots who care about our country and don't want to see it destroyed. That is why we must stick together. Who is with me? Hashtag Q Army. Hashtag where we go one, we go all worldwide. Hashtag QAnon worldwide. Absolutely. Great sentiments there, and could not agree more. All right, and 4114, drop 4114, and evidence that SARS-CoV-2, the virus strain that causes COVID-19 illness, was, and if you can see this word, I don't want to say this because so much censorship right now. But I think we're all familiar with that, and I think we could probably all agree that it didn't create itself. And let's come down here. And it lists a bunch of articles here, and that Q has links to. It says, when the protein sequence of the SARS-CoV-2 receptor binding site was analyzed, an interesting result was found. While SARS-CoV-2 is overall more similar to BAT-CV, the receptor binding site was more similar to SARS-CoV. Both SARS-CoV-2 and SARS-CoV use the same host cell receptor. It also found that for both viruses, the viral proteins used for host cell entry bind to the receptor with the same tightness, affinity. Knowledge is power. So, you know, I'm not going to go through all these medical things because the more stuff I read like that, they're really, really clamping down on, you know, anything to do with the virus. So, this is Lisa Mae Crowley says, I'm not going to pretend I understand what all this means. Did China and bad actors bioengineer, you know, this? Intentionally spread it to help Dems regain power? Great peace is big pharma behind the great war on the drug. There's no smoking gun at this point, but there's a lot of circumstantials that might just point to a big campaign to stomp out an inexpensive and decentralized rival. That's exactly what I believe. Exactly. I mean, you know, they're not going to make a whole lot of money from hawking the drug because it's a very, sorry, I thought cats were chewing. It's a very inexpensive drug. It's readily available. It's been on the market for years and years with, you know, good efficacy, great safety. But they're not going to tell you that. They're going to tout, you know, false studies in which, you know, yeah, no benefit, more deaths. Right. And this from De Oppresso Liber, fake news tried to panic the public and keep them from taking the drug. Knowledge is power. Fake news lied. The testing proves it. Any doctor in the house want to tackle this one? Other than fact that one strand appears to be similar to CV carried by bats, this particular version does not seem to be the same version, which would therefore defeat the narrative that it resulted from bats. It was modified to bind to human cells, which is, yeah, bio, Terror. Absolutely. Now, we are on to the next, and it is drop 4115. Tanzania suspends laboratory head after president questions CV tests. President of Tanzania, John Magufuli, has outsmarted somebody. He allowed CV testing kits to be imported into his country. He instructed that they be checked by Tanzanian security officials. They tested non-human samples, including a goat and a pawpaw, which is a fruit. The tests were given human names and ages as they were sent off for results. They tested positive. A fruit and a goat. A fruit and a goat. Okay. President Magufuli said something is happening. Yeah, no doubt. He's a smart guy to do that, really. Seriously. That's awesome. And Lisa May says, no wonder Democrats want everyone tested. Faulty tests would yield high percentage of positive results and justify mandatory tracking, tracing, and vaccination. Important test kits were faulty as they had returned positive results on a goat and a pawpaw fruit. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I think they should test Nancy Pelosi's eyebrows, because I bet you they'll test positive. No doubt. They're crazy, those eyebrows. Okay, and this by De Oppresso Liber. I say, wow, like I'm surprised, but I'm not. Just shaking my head. Way to go, President Magufuli, for not falling for the deep state BS false positives of CV. Unbelievable. tested positive for a goat. And it says, sometimes you can't tell the public the truth. You must show them. So, yeah, I'm not going to go out and read this whole article because that is the gist of it right there, that a goat and a pawpaw fruit tested positive, and possibly Pelosi's eyebrows, definitely Trudeau's eyebrows, definitely, if you can find them. They keep trying to crawl off his face. Okay, and here we are here. Drop 4116. 4116. No increased heart risks in large test of COVID-19 patients treated with, the drug. And Q says, welcome to the revolution. And this, he links to this by Laura Ingram. More good news, the effect of the drug, and it's the combo, on the corrected QT interval in patients with SARS-CoV-2 infection. So yeah, no effects, no increased heart effects. I mean, obviously, if you already have a heart issue, but it's not going to increase the risk, which is good news. All right, and we are on the last drop now. Drop 4117. 4117. Fake news strikes out again after Kim Jong-un appears alive and well. I love this. Hello, is this CNN? I have confidential information about the death of Kim Jong-un. And of course, he's the one calling. And there he is laughing. And I would too. Seems to be a jolly man. Anyway, it says trolling can be fun. And links to the Washington Post. Says hilarious. Had a feeling it was some kind of canary trap to catch a leaker and troll the enemy media at the same time. Kill two birds, canary and mockingbird media, with one leak. I can just imagine POTUS and Kim laughing about how easy it is to troll them. Yeah, I bet you he is too. That's funny. I just didn't know. I mean, we heard conflicting things, so I knew it would shake out sooner or later, but this is great. Kim Jong-un appears to be alive and well, after all. So how did his death make the news? Well, that's a good question, isn't it? And it links to the Washington Post here. We're not going to go out to that because, Q has left this as the link. So if he wanted us to read this, he would have left Washington Post as a link. So that's that. And that brings us to the end, and we are caught up with Q. Woohoo! Now, I did have other news to bring you tonight, but not a chance. I'm going to bring it to you at 12:30 at night because, getting tired and silly and all that stuff. So I will bring that to you tomorrow unless Q just knocks himself out with posting tomorrow, and then, of course, I'll bring you that. So I guess we'll have to see what tomorrow brings. Every day, it's a brand new day, really. You just never know what's going to happen from one day to the next anymore. You really don't. But that is it, and I am grateful for you guys sticking around and listening. So I will see you in the next video. You guys stay safe, stay well, stay blessed, and, keep seeking truth. And please, somebody, tell me what this is. It's a cute little thing, but I don't know. I may have to just take it and plant it in my mother's garden because I don't think the cats will leave it alone. All right. And they already upset a plant today all over the floor. I had to clean that up. So, yeah. Anyway, good night, guys. I forgot what I was doing there. Really. That's how sad it is.